Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your end of November 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. I'm going to pick an additional card. Okay. And it's interesting because I'm going to leave it there. There are times when I'm like, oh, I don't want to, I want to end on a reverse card because it's like, I think, oh, it's imbalanced, but sometimes the reverse cards are more positive too. So you get, and plus we're going to be in a Mercury retrograde as the month ends. So there could be some connection to that. So the heart of the matter is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is a card of, like, in the workplace, this can be somebody who is like learning the ropes, but like in apprenticeship, or if you're already in some kind of career that you're doing a really upstanding job, like you're just like bringing your A game to your work. Pentacles relate to all like earthly matters like work and money and your body. This deck is very similar to the Rider-Waite deck, but there's like little modern touches, like she's in her socks. I don't know why, but I get a kick out of that. I feel like with relationships, the Eight of Pentacles can be maybe that you're trying to do everything right, but the other person isn't really invested, perhaps. I mean, that you have to like let that other person do their part too, because it can't be a one-way street. In the past position, we have the High Priestess, which is more of a spiritual card. So it's a very strong contrast between that and the Eight of Pentacles, because we're in an 8 universal year in 2024, which is just adding up the numbers of the year. And that's a very, I was going to say materialistic, but I mean like worldly kind of like success and abundance with the pentacles here. And here we have the spiritual. So it can be also that you're kind of going back and forth between these two extremes, where a part of you really wants to make your mark on the world or be like successful, and another part of you is really into this spiritual kind of thing. And I honestly believe one of the reasons why this is because I did your December forecast, astrological forecast, and I was noting that Leo people have had Neptune in the 8th house for years, and that's one of the water houses, that's Scorpio's house, and that's really about transformation, and this would be spiritual transformation with Neptune. So I feel like the people who are Leos, they can really, some Leos may have really made a lot of spiritual progress in the past decade and a half. And yet you're a very ambitious sign. So there's always going to be that, push-pull, even when you're doing spiritual pursuits, where you still may have that ambition, that leadership ability kind of show up. The higher message is the Queen of Wands, and this is funny because I always think this, I mean, come on now. She's holding, I think that this should be Leo. She's holding a sunflower, and there's a cat by her side. And it's supposed to be Sagittarius, which is my sun sign. Now, Wands is fire energy, okay? So that's a given. So what I what just came into my mind is no matter what you do, you're doing it with enthusiasm. You're doing it from a place where you are nurturing other people. The queen represents the water element. The wands is fire. So fire and water, they seem like they don't mix, right? But when you combine them as two influences with a card, what you're really honing in on is this idea of, both of these elements are emotional. One is impersonally emotional, and the other one, the water, is more personal. But the wands or the fire are very inspirational. And so it's really about, when you're inspiring someone, you're encouraging them, you're building them up. That's really the way that we nurture people the best. And so you may be doing that ultimately, whatever it is that you're working so hard at, it's really about being an inspiration. And that can certainly, that word inspiration, in spirit, I mean, it does involve the spiritual. What crosses you is the Six of Cups. This is Cancer energy. I feel like that, like, if this is something to do with, like, your, like a relationship that you're involved with, that there might be somebody who's like the one who got away. So this situation can be that you're trying to, in some cases, you may be trying to get your mind off of, a lost love by being excessively ambitious. And that creates imbalance in life because we're not just here to, be this workhorse. We have, like, love is very important, at least it is to me. And if you are trying to be ambitious, I mean, another thing with the Six of Cups, I think of one's childhood, and sometimes for some Leo people, now your childhood could kind of be too influential. And what I mean by that is, Leo, if your sun is in Leo, you may have inner planets like, let's say, Mercury or Venus or Mars that are in Cancer, because Cancer is an adjacent sign. And the inner planets will tend to be very close to your sun. Not all the time, but they can be. And so you could easily have one or more inner planets in Cancer, and your moon sign can be any sign, your rising sign can be any sign, and those are personal too. But they're, it's not tied to the sun per se. So the point is that a Leo person, usually the fire signs are very forward looking. So they're not, they don't tend to get stuck in the past. But if you do have an inner planet or more than one in Cancer, you could certainly be that way, because Cancer rules the fourth house of home and family, and there can be a tendency to be like either romanticizing the past or being too tied to what has happened. Sometimes it can be like with Mercury in Cancer, the memories are just keep flooding of the past, and it kind of keeps you in that emotional grip, even when the past, they have that saying, the past is history, the future's a mystery, and the present is a gift. Isn't that cutesy-wootsy? No, but I think that's kind of brilliant, actually. So this is supposed to be a card that blocks somebody, that keeps somebody from really advancing. So I want you to look at that, like where that may be showing up. And same with relationship. If you're trying too hard with a relationship, it could very well be that you experienced a situation in your past where love was not guaranteed, where maybe there was conditional love. And so you're really trying to earn that love, and you're going down the wrong path. Like you're approaching love in an erroneous way. What is coming in, now this, I'm going to hold it upright, is the Seven of Cups reversed. And I believe that this is about disillusionment. Not disillusionment, because that just sounds like it's negative, of letting go of an illusion. And it's interesting because this card is connected to Neptune, and Neptune is going, I'm taking off my sweater because I'm so hot while I'm talking. Neptune is going to go direct. When is that? I think that's in December. Okay, so this might be a timing card for next month when something, comes out again. This will be in your 8th house. And so this could be like some kind of situation. Maybe it has been kind of hidden and you see the light about something. I think that's what I would say, is that when this card is upright, this is one of those cards where I think when it's in reverse, it is more of a positive message. And so this idea of seeing things as they really are, instead of that kind of that illusion that doesn't really serve anyone to be operating under, because it might be sometimes we need to kind of like not have to deal with something because it's too emotionally charged. So yeah, for a time, but then you have to kind of face the music and see things. And it's funny because you have Saturn in that 8th house as well, and that's really about facing the music. And by the way, as I record this, Saturn is poised to go direct on the 15th of November. So keep that in mind, because that can be, that's going to be in your 8th house as well. And so that will, I think that's going to help you to kind of stop being maybe sentimental about something that is really not what you're claiming it is. Now, we have 2 cards here. They're both pages. Pages can be messages. And, Mercury retrograde is going to be in your 5th house, the house that you rule, in Sagittarius. So if this is love related, I feel like anything that transpires, please wait until past the middle of December to see. And I think it's going to even be into January when Mercury comes out of the shadow period, because things will clear up more, have a greater likelihood of clearing up, because you might hear from somebody that is, from your past. And it could be like a love connection because it's in the 5th house. Now, Page of Pentacles reversed. There may be some money for training, or, this is a card of the student. And it may be that timing is off for that, if that's something that you've been trying to solidify. But it doesn't mean that it's off the table. It just might not, don't think that, okay, it's not never going to happen. But it can also be, I feel like it can be anything with money involved. So if the check's in the mail and you're like, where's the check? Maybe it is delayed, but don't fret. Of course, do something about it if you can, because maybe there is something on your end that you have to do, but don't feel like it's lost forever. And the Page of Swords is also reversed. I'm holding it upright. And in this upright position, you can kind of see like this wary look on the person's face, because this is like the spy card. The person can be trying to gather evidence about something, or maybe being a little bit paranoid. I'm going to pick an additional card because I think that in the reverse position, it could even be like full-blown paranoid. And I want to make sure. Okay. All right. So the Ten of Swords, I still haven't figured out why they have her looking at her cell phone while she's got those swords in her back. That's pretty quirky. But the Ten of Swords is a card of betrayal. When you get it reversed, it can be that you are recovering from this betrayal. So yes, this is a card of, maybe you feel like your thoughts are getting the best of you, but really there is a communication breakdown. So I definitely feel, I'm beginning to feel that this might be more relationship related, but not necessarily so, because the Eight of Pentacles, it could be work related since it's the Pentacles are involved. It's, you know what it is? Oh, I think I know what it is. So the High Priestess can be also this knowingness that something is going on. And you know it, but maybe you're getting gaslighted. Maybe there's just, and sometimes it is true, like if you feel like you're going to get laid off and you notice that your coworkers are acting different towards you, your boss is acting different, there may be a reason why they have to do this, because you could say, well, they're just trying to get, me not to quit before they're ready to, lay me off or something like that. Yeah, that's true. We have to realize when we're in these situations, when we're not working for ourselves, that they are going to do what they're going to do, and, people get very offended because they feel like they feel like they're being betrayed. They feel like they're being disrespected. But, if we take the personal out of it and we just look at the bottom line, because that's what they're looking at, they're just seeing, what's advantageous for the company. That's what they do. And this card suggests to me that, because I put it down upright, but it was actually reversed, is that you are recovering from this, that you are in the upswing. So I think that in any situation where there might be some kind of treachery or deception, I think that you're coming out of it, and this card also suggests that. So that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.